and welcome to the Rainbow Umbrella, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything under the rainbow.
This month on the Rainbow Umbrella, join us for part 1 of our Rainbow Support Services series, where we chat with various groups and organisations from across Aotearoa about themselves and the wonderful services they offer the Rainbow whānau. Enjoy!
And now I'm joined by the lovely Hana from Te Whare Tawharo here in Ōtepoti, Dunedin. Welcome, Hana. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Exciting. So today we are here to talk about Te Whare Tawharo. So for those that don't know what Te Whare Tawharo is, can you give us a little rundown on the services you offer?
Absolutely. So we're a service based at the University of Otago, and we're part of the Student Services team. We're a centre that provides support for individuals who've been impacted by sexual violence or intimate partner violence. And so Te Whare Tawharo stands for a place of shelter. So we want people to come to our centre and feel that this is a place to feel safe, to have support, somewhere where they can talk freely and confidentially, yes. So we are support and prevention. So I see ourselves as having 3 main strands. So one being that support, and that can be support for survivors, or it could be support for supporters. So if someone's supporting someone in their life, they can come and have a chat with us as well. Mm-hmm. In terms of prevention, we look at a range of different prevention programs and prevention activations to, I guess, try and challenge or change the culture on campus. So, for instance, we have a workshop called Community 102, which we roll out during orientation week for first-year students in colleges. So we look at a few different workshops and events that we run throughout the year, and we have an engagement strand as well. So staff members who's dedicated to raising the awareness of our services as well as raising the awareness of the issue of sexual violence and intimate partner violence.
Cool. So it seems like a well-rounded and all-encompassing support service for students and their supporters, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. So how long has Te Whare Tawharo been around?
So we're a relatively new service. We were established in 2018. And that came out of quite a lot of discussion between staff and students and recognising that that sexual violence is an issue not just on campus but across the nation, globally. And there was a movement globally for tertiary institutions to look at the way that they respond to sexual violence prevention on campus. And so there was a lot of discussion, workshopping around how we could better respond to sexual violence. And so the university came up with a whole campus approach. So one strand being sexual violence support and prevention, which is Te Whare Tawharo, and then the other side was the sexual misconduct policy, which focused on that response to a complaint and how can we support students who are needing to make a complaint and making sure that is a really fair and thorough process and survivor-led process.
Cool. So what are the important things that people should know about that complaint process if they do need to go down that path? Like, I'm assuming it's relatively easy if you do need to have a korero with someone.
Absolutely. So we really encourage people, if they're thinking about reporting something, to come and have a chat with us. We can talk through what the pathways look like. And so what we'll do is we'll talk with someone through what a complaint pathway looks like through a university process. And that could be through the proctor, which would be if the respondent is a student, or it could be an HR process if the respondent is a staff member. But we do also talk through a police process as well, and we really want to talk through what the options are, talk through what to expect through the different pathways so that a student can make an informed decision. And then we can provide that ongoing support. Whatever pathway they choose, we can offer that ongoing support and make sure that they feel like they have someone to come to during their investigation process, which, is a really difficult and brave thing to do, to come forward and say, look, this has happened. And so, we want to make sure that person's well supported and has access to the resources that they need. And so that could be connecting someone in with academic support through our disability information and support service, connecting them in with wellbeing support through our mental health team, that kind of physical health with GPs and nurses, and just looking at that sort of overall holistic support. What does this person need in order to continue to thrive and be well and achieve what they want to be achieving in life while navigating this quite tricky process as well.
Cool. I love the idea of the holistic approach. It's not just having a conversation with someone and outlining the options. It's actually covering all the bases. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, my understanding is that the service runs on a staffed and a volunteer basis. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we have a really amazing, dedicated group of volunteer peer supporters. We recruit volunteers every year and we run a week-long training program for them. So they are all students or can be recently graduated as well. And we provide some really good training around that support skills, active listening, those sorts of things, as well as really getting to know the community. So what's available on campus, what's available off campus, who are the various people that a survivor can be connected to in terms of supports. And it's also a really good opportunity for volunteers to come together and bond and get to know each other. And so what happens when someone comes for support is they'll walk in our door during walk-in hours, and a volunteer will be there to meet and greet them, and so to welcome them into the space, show them the support room, offer a cup of tea, all of that good stuff, and have that chat with them, get an idea for what brought them in the door, talk through sort of a menu of options with the individual, depending on sort of what they came in for. And then there's always a staff member on duty as well. So that volunteer will come and debrief with us and will come and bring us into the room and introduce us to the individual if there's anything that we need to follow up on. So for some visitors, it might just be talking through what's available, who we are, and then they'll go away and they'll come back if and when they're ready to explore anything that we talked about. And for others, they want to action things on that day, whether that's reporting or accessing support. And so we can set up some referrals and set up those supports for that student. Yeah.
Nice. And I also understand that it's a lived experience service as well. So there are some support people that have had their own lived experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And we find a lot of the time with our peer supporters and peer facilitators, one of the reasons why they come to us and wanting to work with us is because they have had lived experience and they're really passionate about creating change. They want to do their part. They want to give back to the community. And so, yeah, we welcome that, and we welcome people coming to us for a variety of reasons. And something we do for anyone that's interested in getting involved is we do have some pretty honest conversations about readiness to take on that work. So we really want to make sure that our volunteers and facilitators aren't going to be further re-traumatised by coming into this role, because it can be quite intense at times, and we know with this sort of support work there's a real risk of burnout and vicarious trauma and things like that. So we have a really good conversation around readiness to take on the role, and also what can we do to support them. And if they've got any particular triggers, for instance, what is it that we can do to support them to be able to do this mahi while being safe and well within themselves? Yeah.
That's wonderful, and it seems like you take good care of not only the visitors but also the people that work with you. That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
So how long have you been with Te Whare Tawharo?
Yeah, so I joined Te Whare Tawharo mid-pandemic, actually. It's an interesting time to change jobs, but so I came into the role in August 2020, so coming up 5 years, which is just zoomed by. It was broken up for a year. I took a year leave for maternity leave, so I guess 4 years technically on the job. But I came in originally in the training development space. So in that space, my role was training and supporting our volunteers and facilitators, developing the prevention programs that we offer, as well as providing support for visitors. coming into the centre, and this is my second year in the manager's role. So I'm now in the manager's role, which is, again, providing that support for students and staff that come in to see us, but also that kind of bigger picture strategy and budgets and supporting the team, everything that a manager does, which I'm still learning about. And it's my first manager's role, so lots to learn. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned Community 102 earlier. I understand that you run training sessions throughout the year for staff and students alike. Can you talk a little bit about those?
Yes, absolutely. So, Community 102 at the beginning of the year, and then throughout the year we have a program that we call Hybrid, and that is a mix of bystander intervention and responding to disclosures. And that workshop is primarily targeted towards students in leadership positions. So, for instance, we roll that program out to kaiawhina each year, or residential assistants. And before the residents move into colleges, so kaiawhina go through like a 3-week training program. Other people that get the hybrid are often tutors, demonstrators, students in professional programs like dentistry, for instance, who are going to be working with community members and might receive disclosures from community members. And so that's a really great program for students who might be working with community, working with students in a leadership position, maybe organising events if they're part of an executive committee. And so just developing those skills as students so that they feel confident to support other students they're working with or community members that they're working with. And then we have a responding to disclosures workshop for staff. So staff can sign up to that. We run that throughout the year through our learning and development program for staff. And that's really an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the sexual misconduct policy and some of the expectations of staff under that policy, sort of what are the expectations of how they will approach and support a student who's disclosed to them. And then we talk through, responding to disclosures. What does that look like to be survivor-led when someone discloses an experience to you, and developing that confidence and those skills to be able to do that in a way that feels good and is survivor-led.
Yeah, lovely. Cool.
Yeah.
So, what is your favourite thing about working at Te Whare Tawharo?
Oh, wow, that's a good question.
If you could pick just one.
If I could pick just one. I just really love working with young people, young adults. I think the students we work with are really incredible. And that's survivors, supporters, our peer supporters, our facilitators. I think that people, these young adults have come to university. They're often really passionate about what they're studying and excited about just going out into the world. And I love being able to just see people flourish and grow and develop confidence over time. And taking on more responsibility in the space as they build that confidence. So it's really, for me, it's really heartwarming to witness that and to provide, I guess, the space and opportunities for people to do that as well. Yeah.
Awesome. That's so lovely.
Yeah.
That's so lovely. So if someone wants to visit Te Whare Tawharo, where can they find you?
Yes, so they can check out our website. So they can Google us, Te Whare Tawharo, and they'll find us on the University of Otago website. We're also online, so we have Facebook and Instagram. And people are welcome to email, text, phone. So all of our contact details are online. And if you can't find us, feel free to call Ask Otago and ask to be transferred to us or ask for a contact number. We're open business hours, so we're not a crisis-based centre in terms of having 24/7 support. So Monday to Friday. We do have walk-in hours. Our walk-in hours at the moment, Monday through Wednesday, 10 till 2, and then Thursday, Friday, 12 till 4. They're on our website as well. But we're happy to make appointments outside of those times as well.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, if there's one thing that you would want to leave the listeners with about Te Whare Tawharo, what is it?
Oh, wow, that's another good question. Okay, gonna have to think about that, and you can edit out that part of me
That's
thinking,
fun.
my thinking. One thing to leave with the listeners, just I think reassurance that our peer supporters and our staff, we're friendly, and we are survivor led. I think a lot of people fear coming into the centre. There's a fear around confidentiality and how private that conversation is going to be. And it is private, it's confidential. Of course, there are instances where we can't guarantee confidentiality if there's certain levels of risk. But it's a private, safe, friendly space to come into. And our staff staff and peer supporters really want to do the best by anyone that comes into the centre.
Perfect. What a beautiful message to leave on.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you need Hana and the lovely volunteers and staff at Te Whare Tawharo, make sure to look them up on the website. And yeah, I can definitely confirm they are a safe and welcoming place to visit if you need to.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Anytime.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
And now I am joined by Sam from Indian Origin Pride in Poneke, Wellington. Kia ora, Sam. Thank you so much for joining me.
Kia ora. How are you doing?
Yeah, great. It's so awesome to have you here. The powers of technology make this so much better, right?
I do, yeah. And thank you for meeting after a lot of time for us been trying to fix up a time in
Yeah.
the busy world of work and personal life and everything. But here we are for a greater
Yeah.
cause.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so glad we were able to make this work. So, as
Mm,
I mentioned, you're from Indian Origin Pride in Poneke,
mm,
Wellington. So, can you
mm.
tell us a little bit about the group, how long you've been with them, and what's amazing about Indian Origin Pride?
Awesome. So while I'm based in Wellington, that's my base home, Indian Origin Pride is a national charitable organization that we created in 2022. It was created to have a space for Indian queer communities for two main reasons. One, for visibility, to make sure that there is a space for Indian queer communities to be part of and feel they are welcomed and be here. And second is for the lack of space that was not available previously for our group.
Mm.
So that is kind of in a simplified version. But in a more clear kopapa, we Indian Origin Pride New Zealand works with the Indian community leaders as well as our community, rainbow community people to make sure there's diversity and a safe space for all of our Indian community members. Um, as the name itself says, Indian origin pride, we don't restrict ourselves to the community members coming from just from India. It's our Indian diaspora is spread across the world. So anyone with the Indian origin are part of this community and this kopapa and are welcomed with open arms. We also welcome all our other subcontinental brothers and sisters who may not have such a platform but could be part along. We all are same brown people.
Yeah, yeah, that's beautiful. So 2022 you said Indian Origin
Mm.
Pride
Yes.
started,
Yeah.
yeah? Are you a founding member?
Yeah, I'm not a founding member, but I joined IOPNZ. We call it IOPNZ as in a short form,
Mm.
um, as a volunteer. The chair, who is the current chair, is a friend of mine from a social network, and he's like, "Oh, I'm launching this event in this charity group, and I need some help. My background is events. That's what I do for daylight, my day job. So." The current chair said, "Oh, would you please able to come and help with events? I want to launch this event." So I helped them launch the event. Funny story. I did all the prep work, and 2 days before the event, I got COVID because it was back then 2022. So I
Oh
couldn't
no.
go and attend the launch event while I did all the
Oh,
planning. So I still
oh, I'm so
still
sorry.
still gutted. Yeah, but it was amazing. We launched the event at the Parliament, and I think it was really important for us that that needed to be done in Parliament. Particularly, we had support from the government back then, and the Minister of Ethnic Communities back then, Priyanka Radhakrishnan. It was amazing, and also Shannon Halbert, who was one of the MPs who were the like strong supporters and are still part of the strong support for the group. Needed to be there along with the other political parties and members from public service as well as wider community members because we wanted to be show them we are here and there is a group, minority group that is present, and we wanted to make a big out of we wanted to create a space that everyone knows we are here. Uh, so I've been part of IOPNZ since 2022 as just volunteer, and then later in August, September, I became a board member. So I've been part of the IOPNZ since then. So roughly about 3 years or so. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. So, what are some of the initiatives that the organization is involved in? So, what are some of the other kaupapa that you are a part of?
Our key kaupapa where how I see it is there's two things. One is we create a social space. We want to make sure our community members come together and have a space for being social and welcoming. So part of that is pride events that run across the country. So we were the first um, recognized Indian group to walk in the Auckland Pride Parade in 2023. So which is a great achievement for us. And ever
Mm.
since that we've been part of Auckland Pride Parade, Wellington Pride Parade, out in the city in Wellington, as well as the Big Year out in Auckland. So these are our key Pride events that we take part because again, for us to be visible in front of our rainbow community within our wider rainbow communities. On the similar pillar, we also take part in events that are specifically for our Indian communities. That, for example, is Diwali.
Mm.
So we've been part of Wellington Diwali Festival. This is again for being visible, but visible for our Indian community members who don't really see our group be part of that space. So it has been really interesting for us and been an important lesson. The messaging is different, but experience has been amazing on both those events. In Diwali events, we've come across these aunties and uncles who walk past our stall as like, who was this group, and like what you can see they have questions in their mind and like trying to think what is it, why are here there and everything. On the other side, we've had aunties and uncle come and like said we usually have nail paints to just paint their nails, and they come and sit and they're like, okay, tell us about you, what do you guys do, why are you here, and then some others like, oh, you guys are doing amazing. That's great that you are here. And some really question why. And so, but for us, it's important for us to educate that community members because there's so much layers and layers of hurdles within our Indian community, and that is one of the reasons IOPNZ exist is to share our lived experience of who we are and struggles that we've gone through, someone else is going, but wanting to make sure that they know that we are here for them and we are in the similar
Mm.
boat. Might not be the exact same experience, but we are in a similar boat. We can talk. Let's come and have a talk. And maybe the aunties and uncle, they haven't been there. It's someone that they know might be going through similar struggle. They can, hey, there's a group called IPNs that go have a chat with them. So that's kind of our thing. Whereas in the wider rainbow community, the Pride event, for us, it is important. The reality of the gay community. It's like
Mm.
um, when it comes to person of color, we are minority and minority of minority. So for us, it is we've always had that struggle of fitting in with the wider rainbow community because we've always felt neglected. So why not create our own space and tell them like, hey, there's this group as well. We do exist. We are here. We are the same. You don't judge us by our color. We are here equally, going through the similar struggles. In fact, we have bit extra added layer of struggles for us because of we being Indian, we have religious hurdles, we have cultural hurdles, we have societal hurdles, we have family pressure. So there's layers and layers. So, but we are here part of you as well. So that's one in terms of events, what we do. We also recently, I think it was 2 years ago, we launched peer support program. So which is really important for us again, is we're not a service provider in terms of whether it's specialized services, whether it's counseling or any other technical services. So we won't advertise in that way, but we all have a lived experience, as I said earlier. So we want to share that lived experience with those others who are going through. So what we have created is peer mentor programs. It's us coming together online and having a discussion exactly what we are doing, you and I are doing. It's like anything and everything. So if someone comes in and talks to us, we catch up for a half an hour or 45 minutes and we just talk. It might be someone going through a coming out issue, or someone is struggling to find more friends in of someone on the similar. So it's open discussion, but we as board members, a couple of board members usually attend and we share our experiences like, oh, cool. And then we connect them to the things. If there is something that we think it's bothering, we have a we make sure that person is connected to the right services that are across Aotearoa, particularly focused on queer support services, whether it's inside out or um, um, helpline. There's some Bernard Foundation. Yeah. So there's so many other Rainbow Youth. So we kind of connect them. So
Mm.
that's been ongoing. Similarly, on the peer mentor program, we also provide. We did it a year before. Was a retreat for both our Rainbow community members and their whānau.
Mm.
And the whānau could include anyone, their birth family or their chosen family or the support network that they wanted to bring into the network. So these were in-person retreat. We held one in Auckland and one in Wellington. And that was eye-opening for all of us, predominantly. The main purpose was to bring both the groups together because we both are in different rainbow journeys. We as individuals are on our own rainbow journey, and then our family is on a different rainbow journey because they're trying to understand how and
Mm.
where they fit and how it goes. But when you add the intersectionality of culture and race of Indian community, there is more pressure for, particularly for the Indian family, because the family members, because they have to think so much wider, like, oh, how is the society going to accept this? How is um, a community groups going to accept it? What about our extended family will accept it? And the same thing goes to us as an individual as well. When I was trying to come out, my bigger worry was how are my parents going to handle all of this while I'm here, they're there, and how are they going to handle all the societal impact because I'm gay?
Mm.
So that's very how do I say it's important for us to talk and discuss, um, and it's also a reality within our Rainbow Indian community. So we wanted to make sure that we talk and discuss and navigate those challenges. And it was really eye-opening personally for me as well to listening to some of the stories from the families, some of the stories listening to the community members, how what they went through and everything. So it was amazing. So we were lucky we had got some funding. So we were able to do it, and we're hoping to get some extra funding in the future where we can again do these session and it was free for the community, so which was really, really good. So yeah, so those are the kind of services that we do, we provide. We also we advocate in where there are issues and um, um, issues particularly focused on our rainbow community as well as the Indian community, whether it's some, there's a change in the policy from the central government, or there's a need for sexual health education. So we share it, but again, it's not our key core purpose in terms of we don't have expertise and skills in terms of forefronting it, but we are there to support
Mm,
and help. Yeah.
mm. That's beautiful.
Mm.
That's so many amazing things that you offer. And going back to what you said at the start, I love the image of the aunties and uncles sitting down, having that korero with you. And, you know, even if they don't necessarily understand the fact that they've sat down and wanted to engage in the conversation, I think that's beautiful. That's the first step, right?
It is, it is. And for us, it has always been the quality conversation rather than the quantity because we're such a small group. So it is really it really heartwarming for us when someone comes and have a conversation and share their personal stories, or they think, oh, I understand what you guys doing. You're doing an amazing job, or I know someone who's going through this. I will connect them. Can I take a flyer?
Mm,
It makes so much like, oh, all this effort because we all are doing all the people on our board are doing this as voluntary work. So we
mm.
have all have our day job. This is something we're passionate about, and we want to continue and give it back to our community. So it's really rewarding to see that. And it's the same thing in the another incident was late. We did the Pride Parade in Auckland on Saturday, and Sunday we had to be at the Big Out stall and everything. And there were so many people who just came to our stall, and particularly um, people from outside the Indian community, wider Rainbow Network community. They just literally stopped by, like, "Hey guys, your float was even though your float is small, you guys were so energetic and so wonderful to see a minority group walk in the parade, and we felt your vibe. We were cheering for you and everything. So which again is rewarding. The first year when we walked, we we went with zero expectations because like, oh, we don't know. We did not have huge money or big floats and lights and everything. We just went with what we know, which is our culture, which is being loud, colorful, and happy. And we had Indian dancers and the dhol drummers, and we just walked and on Ponsonby Road, and all the way as we walked, all you could hear is cheer for us, and like we board members were looking at each other like, is this really happening? Like we haven't experienced this before, so it was really, really good experience. So it's one of the memories. Yeah.
That's
And
so
similarly, this
beautiful.
year it is this year Wellington. It was a really last minute decision. We just decided walking. We did again dances and music, everything, but then it was similar time as Holi, which is
Mm,
which is a Indian festival of colors. And colors bring so much happiness. That's in our Indian culture. So we decided to just go with color in our hands and just offer it to people who are walking in or watching us. And suddenly we realized it was like everyone wanted to be, wanted the color, and like you could see the smile, you could see the joy when they saw us, and we
mm.
throwing colors at them or applying color on them. So it's rewarding. But what's more rewarding for us is someone in that crowd, particularly someone who's brown person of color, young kid, watching a group of brown people walking, being authentic and connecting, that they, oh, yes, there is a group that looks like me, and it's okay to be who I am, and I want to be that group. And that's the one single thing, if I have to sum it up personally, is that's what I would want to achieve out of all this work, what we do.
I love everything about that. And as soon as you said that about the colours, I was at the Wellington Pride Parade this year, and I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember the colours. It was awesome.
yeah,
It was very cool.
yeah. Also,
So,
yeah.
so if we want to find you guys or
Mm,
support you guys, Indian Origin Pride New
mm,
Zealand, how do we do that?
yeah. Okay. Key thing for us is like us, follow us on our social media, okay? Because every like and share and follow is spreading the word for us. Okay, that's key important in the world of social media. That's really important for us. As I said, we are a small charitable group, and we want that outreach where possible. You can go to our website iopnz.org .nz, and you will find more information on how to donate. Also, if you want to volunteer, we are open for volunteers from across. It doesn't have to be from the Indian community and Rainbow community. Even allies can come and support us. So you can register to volunteer there as well. So most of our information is on our website. But as I said, social media always good, and you can just message us, flick us a message, and we're happy to connect and have a chai and have a corridor, and then go from there.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you so
Mm.
much, Sam. It was amazing to learn all about Indian Origin Pride New Zealand and so lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and yeah, we'll look forward to many more things to do in this pop-up. And good luck for you
Absolutely.
for your pop-up of what you're doing. Amazing work of everything under the umbrella of Rainbow. So really, really good. Like it's good to see this such amazing pop-up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us for part 1 of the Rainbow Support Services series. We look forward to having you next time. Ka kite.
The Rainbow Umbrella theme song is by Paul S. Allen and Beth. Check them out on Spotify. New episodes of The Rainbow Umbrella are available every fourth Thursday on Otago Access Radio 105.4 FM on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to get your podcasts. Do you have an idea for an episode or something you would like to kōrero about? Get in touch at rainbowumbrellapod@gmail.com.